everyone, and welcome back to the Commander Cookout YouTube page. I'm Brando, and he's Ryan, and we're back to talk more Commander Legends with you, our glorious audience. This time, we're going to go over some of the new and returning mechanics in Commander Legends, give us our thoughts on them, and maybe do a quick rundown of what we think about the mechanics going forward.
Yeah, where they're going to land in the format, newsflash, there's not a whole ton of new stuff. There's kind of one new ability in Encore, which we're going to spend some time on. And then we're going to look at some new ones that were maybe expanded a little bit and where we think everything's going to land in the format going forward. But before we do, don't forget we're brought to you by FusionGamingOnline.com. You can go there for all of your gaming needs, your Commander Legends needs. Black Friday is right around when this video is going to come up. So head there. There's going to be deals. You can use CCO Fusion 5 for an additional 5% off on whatever you order. Helps the show out a lot. Helps the YouTube content out a lot. Lets Fusion know that their relationship with your boys is a good one.
You got to remember that this deal is why me and Ryan are on the moon right now.
The moon today?
The moon.
The moon.
The moon.
All right, well, we're on the moon. We're looking at Encore. So this is an ability on creatures that allows you to pay the Encore cost, Encore, when it's in your graveyard.
Correct.
You exile it, and then you get a copy of that creature for each opponent that you have. It gains haste, and it has to attack each one of those opponents, right? Okay, so they usually are coupled with an enter the battlefield effect, which...
Or a on attack in the case of the one that I wanted to talk about. I think it's Rakshasa
DJ.
Yes.
Yes.
The one that attacks and you
Debaser.
Yes.
Yeah, got there.
It attacks and you get a creature out of the graveyard.
Yeah.
And I think that one, in particular, is something it causes, not field ads, but it trips people up when they're playing Magic. It's like a clone. Like when somebody says, I'm going to clone this. Like, you didn't know that when you had the opportunity to counter the clone. You can't kill the thing and have the clone not be it. Raksha, get your dude out of the graveyardy dude is one of those things that you can't be like, well, who are you attacking? And then... Or you don't ask who they're attacking, and yo, I'm going to swing at Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
And you get a thing, you're like, oh, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's too late by that time, right?
It's one of those things.
You got to do everything, and then once it happens, it happens.
And a lot of the
Encore.
Myriad's the ability that does this better, but a lot of the Encore guys kind of have those sorts of abilities on them, and so it could be a little bit trickier for people to wrap their heads around in some cases.
Yeah, like if I have priority and I want to activate Encore, that's happening because when I pay the Encore cost and take it out of my graveyard, that's happening.
And you have them now.
It's gone. It's not in my graveyard anymore.
Exactly.
Right? So
you can't necessarily get it, but there's lots of little intricacies about it.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that I really like about Encore is I actually think it's a really, really cool ability, and I hope that they print more things with it. And in future Commander products, I actually would like to see something like, this is me spitballing, we don't like to usually design cards here on the show, but like a 6-mana artifact or enchantment that just gives creatures in your yard Encore.
Oh, like Cauldron of Souls or whatever that gives creatures in your graveyard persist. But I just came up with that. We didn't actually plan that, but yeah, that's cool.
I don't want it on a Commander, and I know it's already on a Commander. I don't want it on a Commander where it just... gives you know what I mean? Because I don't want green to necessarily just have it in the command zone.
Because it would be green.
Because then it's all Crater Hoof all the time, right? Yeah. There is a limit to how good it is, and I think printing it on a high cost artifact that you then have to play and then have to protect is something where you can do something really neat with this really cool mechanic that they've come up with without necessarily blowing up the format or having a deck that is just instantly hated by everybody that you play with.
Okay, and you mentioned the commander that has Encore, sort of. This is Arami the Deadtide. You tap it, you exile cards from your graveyard equal to the amount of opponents you control, and then target creature in your graveyard that's remaining gets Encore equal to its converted mana cost. This is a black-blue card. It's your commander, right? So it can exist in your command zone, but then you're limiting yourself out of Crater Hoofs, right? Or Pathbreaker Ibex or Decimator of the Provinces. Pick your overrun type creature.
Yeah.
Or if you did want to play those with Arami the Deadtide, then you'd have to play it maybe like in a Sultai deck or some graveyard deck that cares, like Muldrotha. Then it's a Muldrotha deck, and people kind of know how to fight that, right?
And then it's just one of the 99. It gets pathed, it gets fucked up somehow, and it's over. And it's not something you can just have access to all the time. And while yes, in black, now you do have, what is it, like 15 flesh bag marauders.
And Garys and Massacre Worms and
Grave Titans.
Massacre Girl.
There's so many in black already that you can just run down. It's like, oh, I'm glad you're going to get 3 of those once,
yeah.
right? But still, at least it's limited there. But I would like to see it have an opportunity to expand into other places. I'd like to see where they go with it. Just not on a good stuff 5-color commander.
Yes, and with Encore, it feels a lot like Myriad. That's what you compared it to already. We haven't seen a huge resurgence or a second wave of new Myriad cards where it was originally printed in like C15 or something, right? Yeah. So we're still waiting, and maybe Encore is going to be like that. They've got a bunch in the tank left over for a few years from now, and I think in a few years from now, it's going to be welcome in the self-mill, whatever color deck across whatever colors it is. It's going to be welcome at that time. So it's a cool ability. I'm happy it exists. I'm happy that it exists on a commander that cares about self-mill already based on the colors that it's in. So, thumbs up.
I'll bet you we see it again if we go to Battle Bond. Back to Battle Bond?
Oh, yeah, I bet you. Also, because it's a multiplayer plane. Yeah, okay.
I'm going to give her one of those too.
Okay, second up, we've got the return of the Monarch mechanic, this time with tokens that don't include a typo.
Nice. I'm super pumped to see Monarch come back. I really enjoyed it the first time. I'm glad that they've expanded it out across all the colors, and I'm happy that we're going to get to see it in more games of Commander. We're typically you'd see it once in a blue moon. I'm hoping that we see it lots more. It encourages low to the ground attacking. It gives those aggro strategies a little bit more gas when it comes time to draw more cards because your hand's empty all the time.
Yep.
And it gives you an opportunity to kind of maximize your ability to draw cards in games like that. So I'm happy to see Monarch come back. And again, I'm really glad to see it in all the colors.
Yeah, and especially in white. And people say, well, all colors have it. Everybody got it equal. But who's going to utilize it the most? I think, and you'd probably agree, white is going to utilize it the most. Boros is going to utilize it the most. Because when you pair red with white, what are you doing?
Attacking
Attacking
with dudes. Lots of them.
And that's how you get the Monarch. And that's how you keep the Monarch.
Yeah. It's very good. I'm super pumped about it.
Thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. How about non-white cards that get Monarch? Fine. Like they already had it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
All right. Final new returning sort of mechanic is the Will cycle. And we're comparing this to the Lieutenant cycle. See our returning mechanics videos for kind of our initial thoughts on it. But the Will cycle, one for each color from a prolific creature or planeswalker in Commander Legends, gives you the option when you cast an instant or sorcery, that's what they are, to choose one. But if you control a commander, just like Lieutenant says, you get to choose both.
Hell yeah.
And the options are pretty good.
Yeah, most of them are just good spells to start with. The white one, of course, weirdly, is by far the best.
Blows everything else out of the water.
It will destroy games all day long, all the way down to, what did we think? I think the black one we kind of settled on was probably... I think that we got the most excited about the black one because it's finally going to get us that foil Thrall token that we both want.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? The red one draws cards. The green one just pounds something with your land to death. The blue one copies. They're all doing what the color does very well. The white one, though, just takes it to another level.
That card is so insane.
Happy to see that white's getting love across two sort of returning mechanics. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's doing it in a way that facilitates even further what white was already doing, which was attacking, which traditionally we've been a little bit soft on. But now that we've got some mechanic and a specific card that follows the trend of a cycle over the course of a couple different commander releases, now that white's getting kind of the best of that, I think that you can expect to see Akroma's Will is the card that we're talking about. You can expect to see that in decks. You can expect to see the white inclusive Monarch cards in decks. I think that's a really good sign and great for the product to showcase, feature, have included, and I hope we see more of it.
I'm super excited to see a white instant. Well, I guess it is an instant. I was going to say instant or sorcery, but it's an instant. I'm happy to see another white instant that's going to come out of fucking nowhere and just end the goddamn game and not be just like Tef's Protection where it just stops you from ending the game.
Oh, yes.
Somebody had to say it, right?
Somebody had to say it. It might as well be us. What are they going to do? Take away our preview card?
Big thanks to FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs and the sponsors that allow us to bring videos like this to you. hopefully to entertain and to inform and to companion you, keep you company while you open your Commander Legends stuff.
Don't forget CCO Fusion 5 to get 5% off all your orders on Magic singles from FusionGamingOnline.com. Get all those Akroma's Wills and other Commander Legends singles. And, of course, big thank you to all the Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/CCO podcast. You guys make it possible. You guys have given us a lot of your insight that we totally butchered, and just mutated and transformed into something that wasn't even what it was before. So we do appreciate that.
You know, I looked down at the ingredients in my beer for just a second, and I thought the last one was turkey. It's not.
Not even close.
I actually thought it said turkey.
It says yeast.
Yeah, but that word is yeast, not turkey.